This is the Viktor Wilt Show, Wednesday edition. Hopefully the blazes on by Wednesday edition. Yeah, I say that pretty much every day. Who doesn't feel that way at work? Even when this is your job. It's like, I know. This part of the job, pretty fun. I could sit here and just talk about whatever, listen to some tunes, try to entertain you, but it still doesn't mean I would not rather be home sleeping. I mean, look what time it is. It's early. All right, I stumbled across a thread that is titled, "How Attractive Do You Think You Are?" How are people supposed to respond to it? I think I'm totally hot. I don't know, the top answer was I recently got compared to Shrek, so yeah, gorgeous. Let's see, this person says about a 3. Give me 2 hours and I think I can push it to 5 if you don't get too close. You know what's funny about seeing this thread this morning? Yesterday, among the tasks that were completed was me and my girlfriend went and ordered her some glasses. Because she needs some glasses. And I got thinking about it. I'm like, okay, what if her eyesight is really, really bad? And then she gets these glasses, puts them on, and truly sees me for the first time and is like, ugh, what? What have I been doing? Oh my goodness. I hope she's got pretty decent eyesight without the glasses. So anyway, yeah. You ask me, how attractive do you think you are? Personality goes a long way, everybody. Well, let's see here. This person says there are 2 Facebook groups I requested to join just to see which would accept me. A group where only ugly people can join, we check. And a group where only pretty people can join, we check. I was accepted into both, so I've been told I'm funny and have a good personality. Yeah, what would happen if I tried to apply to a group like that? I bet the pretty group's not going to let me in. There are some weird Facebook groups out there, aren't there? All right, people. We're getting going. I think I need a cool, refreshing beverage. And I think I might need to take this hoodie off. Can't get comfortable this time of year. It's hot in the afternoon, freezing in the morning. Okay, I'll have to dance around this thread. These ones are always fun because the information contained within is probably accurate. But guaranteed there are going to be people who disagree with it listening to the show. The thread is, what's a common fact that science has already debunked, but people still believe in? And as I scroll through this, I would imagine there are going to be some I skip simply to avoid people getting butthurt. But we'll dive in anyway. All right? Common fact that science has already debunked, but people still believe. That people eat several spiders a year in their sleep. I'm sure you heard that one before. It's, disgusting and horrifying. Nobody wants to think you're just mowing down spiders in your sleep, and you're not, okay? You're not. And the thread says that this was a myth intentionally created and spread as an experiment to see how far myths can travel. Everyone's heard that one, right? And if you haven't, well, good, because it's not true, but also good because you never had to sit there and think about eating spiders in your sleep. If you're going to eat spiders, do it while you're awake so you can enjoy them. Let's see. We only use 10% of our brains. I think everybody's heard that as well. And I think that people just hope we're only using 10% of our brains. I want to be able to move objects with my mind, or, I don't know, open a portal to another dimension. I mean, I'll tell you what, as of late, I feel like I've been using about 10% of my brain. I need to get a little bit more rest. Let's see here. personality tests during hiring as a predictor for performance. I don't know if I've ever taken a personality test to get a job, but yeah, that doesn't seem like a very solid way to really judge how somebody's going to perform at a job. You know, manipulative people could probably realize the way that some business would want these questions to be answered. Who's going to answer some questions totally honestly if you know the response is going to make you look like a weirdo? Polygraphs as concrete evidence. Yeah, from what I understand with polygraphs, is they're an interrogation tool, all right? And you can get people to admit to things because they think that the machine is 100% accurate when in fact, you know, it's not. There's techniques people use to beat the polygraph. I don't think they're admissible in court. I'd have to ask Lieutenant Crane about that. But yeah, it seems kind of messed up that that's another item that somebody can use to, look at you prior to getting a job. You know, sometimes you have to do a polygraph to get a job. If it can't be used in court, I don't know. It seems very weird to me. But anyway, we've talked about this before. There are a lot of people that believe running a fan at night can kill you. No. Okay? No. That one I don't think is something that a lot of people believe. But what do I know? Oh, let's see here. People in the distant past only lived into their 30s. This was a statistic skewed by high childhood mortality. If you survived past childhood, you were likely to live to what we would consider old age, 65 plus. Okay. Well, hopefully I can make it to 65 plus. That's what I hope. Eating carrots doesn't make you see better. This was disinformation by the military in World War II to cover the fact that radar has been invented and could detect aircraft from far away. They wanted the Germans to believe we just had better eyesight. And then they said, they edited and said apparently more advanced airplane-based radar specifically was the innovation they wanted to disguise. I never heard that explanation. I just heard, yeah, carrots are good for your eyes. They used to tell us a lot of stuff when we were kids that wasn't true, didn't they? Holy cow. Humans have 5 senses. Yeah, science and common sense has long shown we have more than 5. Like, I don't even know how you say that word, but it has something to do with body position and, you know, your sense of balance and blah, blah, blah. Shaving makes your hair grow thicker. Waxing makes it thinner. All not real, huh? If only, trust me, I've been shaving off the sides of my face for a long time. It ain't growing in any thicker when it comes in. Just has a lot of gray. Make me look really old. All right. Hey, it's after 7. I like that. That means 1 hour done. All right, we're one step closer to the weekend, everybody. Only a whole day to go. Instead of, you know, doing my job and trying to dig up content, I was just watching random videos on YouTube. My girlfriend sent me this one. You may have seen it making the rounds of, they're like a guy holding a t-shirt cannon, and he just point blank blasts a t-shirt, you know, into this old woman's chest, knocks her over, and the people in the background are like, oh, geez, get her up. I've been trying to determine if this is a real video or if it's AI. It looks really good. T-shirt cannon, old woman. Can we do Snopes? Let's see. Here's an article from MSN.com. Okay, they say it's a parody clip, a fake dirt track video. Okay, how'd they do it? Wow. I guess it, yeah, they say it's a parody that feels too real to be fake. Again, yeah, I've watched it like 20 times. I guess it's totally fake. I guess it's AI. How did they do it? It's a digitally generated composite of several real actors. So not necessarily AI. They just used a little bit of camera trickery, but they nailed it. Viewers began speculating whether the footage was AI generated, and it's a little bit of a hybrid of that. They used real actors, props, crowd audio, layered with AI enhancements to simulate seamless motion and facial detail. We're not going to be able to tell what's real anymore, probably from this day forward. And you're going to have everyone go, that wasn't me, that was AI. Wow. If you haven't seen this video, it does look real. And the comments were really funny because you have some people that are angry at the video, other people that think it's hilarious. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. Made me laugh, but that's my sense of humor. So if you haven't checked this out yet, just Google, old woman t-shirt cannon. It'll come up and you'll see it. It's pretty impressive. Nicely done by whoever threw that video together. Because it's, again, I had no idea whether or not it was real. So, okay. Well, that was fun. A lot of people hate the AI stuff that's getting put out. I've seen some really funny AI video. So, I can't really complain. I mean, the AI music that's coming out's not very good. But the video stuff, some of it's really funny. So, I guess I'm fully on board with the robot overlords taking over. Yeah, they've already got us laughing at their fake videos. Sorry, I'm trying to get pumped. Trying to get excited about the day. Probably just need to pound more coffee. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to do it yet. Stuart sent me a link, and this story, I remember this from a few years ago, and it's funny because the guy's name is Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, like The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. This guy, he got a few years in jail because he took his terminally ill wife out of a nursing home and threw her a raging party that ended up resulting in her passing on. She was going to pass away anyway, so I guess she wanted to just go home and do it her way. So, I mean, they threw down listening to metal music and who knows what kind of substances they were using. Yesterday we talked about the rising numbers of elderly people being admitted to the hospital due to cocaine overdoses. What is going on with these old people? They're wilding. They're out of control. So anyway, yeah, he got 3 years in jail for that one. Dwayne Johnson, but not that one. Not The Rock. That reminds me, there was a new movie with The Rock that came out, and I think I probably could have had a free ticket to that over the weekend, but weekend was way too busy to be going to the movie theater. I do want to go to the theater, though. So many good movies out right now. We already did a in-depth analysis of all the movies in theaters on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem last week, so I won't do that again, but man, kicking back watching a movie sounds good. We started watching Weapons a few days ago, and then we never finished it. We need to dive back into that one. I was really starting to dig it. It was getting interesting. Again, just been going. No time to sit back and watch a movie. Sorry, I'm just daydreaming about not being at work, as you could tell. I'll do my best to not talk about not being at work because you're probably on your way there, or maybe you're there right now. And it's rude to be reminding you, hey, we could both not be at work. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Sorry. Man, I just read some dumb quotes online from time to time. Why are politicians chiming in on the Super Bowl? Like, aren't we in the middle of a government shutdown? How about you work on that? The Super Bowl thing is so funny to me because a lot of people have very strong opinions about the fact that this guy, Bad Bunny, is being booked to play the halftime show, in February. And they're like, who's that? Sorry that you're out of touch with popular culture, but Bad Bunny is an insanely popular artist. Okay, I doubt that many K-Bear listeners are listening to Bad Bunny in their spare time, but I guarantee with how popular he is, we have some that are. House Speaker Mike Johnson decided he needed to chime in on the Super Bowl halftime show and says, it was a terrible decision to book Bad Bunny. Should have been someone with a broader audience like Lee Greenwood. Now, I'm sure you've heard Lee Greenwood, because during the 4th of July, every year you're going to hear that song, God Bless the USA. That's his big hit. I think that's about the only song that the average person has ever heard from this guy. I just got curious. Okay, if Lee Greenwood has a bigger audience than Bad Bunny, he's got to be raking in some crazy streaming numbers, right? So looking at Bad Bunny here in the U.S., in the last week, Bad Bunny has had 116 million songs streamed in the United States. 116 million, okay, in a week. Let's see what Lee Greenwood's got. Again, 116 million songs streamed. Lee Greenwood, 518,000. It's a little bit of a difference. In the time that the system I've got here that I use for music research, in the years it has been operational, Lee Greenwood has racked up 318 million streams since, I don't know when this thing started, but it goes back a long ways. Same time frame for Bad Bunny, who I don't know how long he's been around as an artist, but Lee Greenwood been around forever. The guy is a fossil. Bad Bunny, 25.3 billion streams. I'm sorry, but there is no comparison if you're looking at data. Can you imagine, no offense to Lee Greenwood, but can you imagine how boring the halftime show would be if it was Lee Greenwood? How old is Lee Greenwood? I'm sorry if you're a big fan of Lee Greenwood, but let's see here. 82 years old. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Super Bowl halftime show. Oh. And then you hear that song you always hear at the 4th of July. Okay, so Lee Greenwood, for example, like I mentioned, in the last week, 518,000 streams. Sleep Token has had 31.6 million in the last week. All right, as a band that's been around for a few years, 2.5 billion streams. Lee Greenwood, in the history of this system, 318 million streams. Sleep Token for the Super Bowl halftime show, everybody. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize how popular Sleep Token is right now. What Metallica streamed this last week, just out of curiosity? They had to do pretty good. Almost as much as Sleep Token. 29.4 million. Sleep Token at 31.6. So, if we're down for Metallica at the halftime show, how about Sleep Token? Sorry, neither of those artists are still anywhere near as popular as Bad Bunny, which is hard for rock and metal fans to fathom, but it's just the truth. So, trust me, the Super Bowl, they know what they're doing. Even if it's like, to me, meh. But the Super Bowl halftime show's always pretty meh to me. So, I don't care. I'm not a football guy anyway. I better dig up some freak news. Holy crap. Okay, let's dig in and see what we got here. Some unpleasant stories in the news, so I'm going to try to avoid those. Let's talk about a fight over a NASCAR t-shirt. Sure. Apparently in Charlotte, North Carolina, had some people hanging out at a Family Dollar store, and a woman walked up to another woman, was like, hey, that's an awesome NASCAR shirt. Give it to me. And the lady's like, no, I'm not going to take my shirt off and give it to you. So then the brawl breaks out. All right? People start chucking things at one another. Woman goes back outside, comes back in, of course, brandishing a handgun, and points it right at the woman. Give me your NASCAR-shirt! Thankfully, nobody was hurt. She's in jail. This must have been a really sweet NASCAR shirt. Now, I've seen people wearing shirts before that I thought were pretty cool, but it's never crossed my mind to demand they give them to me, nor certainly bust out the firearms. People are nuts, man. Again, it must have been a just sweet shirt. This guy was unhinged as well. He's a former baseball player. Briefly played for the Marlins, I guess. So we got, let's see, must have moved himself to Washington State. Busted into the state's Capitol legislative building late Sunday night, set one of the rooms on fire, and then just caused widespread destruction throughout the building. He had damaging historic artifacts. He's just busting things up with a hammer. And then apparently, as he left, wrecked into a bush and couldn't get out of there. I again take it, I guess, he's not playing ball anymore. Though, I have been listening to a podcast about Aaron Hernandez. If you're not familiar with the story of that guy, he was a player for the Patriots, football player. Ended up killing a bunch of people. And he was making a lot of money at the time that he did that. So money, doesn't fix all your problems. Let's see, here's another unhinged person. Woman set her ex-boyfriend's house on fire and then ended up burning down the homes of two elderly neighbors as well. Breakups can be hard, okay? They can be frustrating. They can be tough. You gotta just move on, okay? Move on with your life. She could have killed a couple of old people, destroyed multiple homes. She's gonna be in jail for a long time. It's not worth it, okay? Yes, breakups can be tough. You can get frustrated, but you gotta move on with your life. Don't make irrational decisions. Don't be an idiot, all right? Move on. It's that easy, and it can be hard, but go talk to a therapist, okay? Help is out there, so you don't end up doing something stupid like that, or many other things you could do. All right. I'll get into some of this other crap throughout the rest of the program here. It's 8 o'clock. I got the funeral portrait coming up. Gonna have them in studio on Friday, as a matter of fact, prior to their show with In This Moment, Dayseeker, and Dead. So that's exciting. Let's get to it. Are you tired all the time? See, I'm generally pretty tired, but I just blame it on the schedule I have to live. It's not natural. I don't know who decided the workday starts at 6, but we need to make that change for everybody across the board. I'd say 8 a.m. at the earliest. 10 a.m. would be even better, but no, apparently part of the reason you're so exhausted is that pesky phone, all of them apps and social media. Yeah, the relentless barrage of interruptions and switching between thoughts and technology platforms, leaving everyone just completely exhausted, according to the new book, Digital Exhaustion. Simple rules for reclaiming your life. What is it? Just put your phone down? Sit back and read a book for, a good hour? Yeah. No wonder by the end of the morning show, I feel like my brain is just cooked and I've got to mow down a bunch of coffee to then start digging into other systems and things like that. It's bad for your mind. I'm jumping around apps. I got, alerts going off. It's crazy. Oh, but that's, how you got to do it in the modern age of radio. I don't got people just faxing me news stories like back in the day. Man, radio must have been real boring back in the day when it was just everybody sitting around waiting for the same faxes to show up nationwide. Oh, I'm making myself even tired just thinking about that. Waiting at the fax machine. Boring. Hell, I guess I'm just going to get back to jumping between platforms, checking my social media, sending out messages. Oh. This article about being tired is making me tired and exhausted. Gonna have to get more coffee, people. Peaches!
Wake up.
I'm trying, but I'm reading articles about why we're so tired.
Because we're forced to work hours that we're not supposed to?
Well, that was my guess, you know.
What's that stupid thing people focus on now? Circadian rhythm?
That's, well, your natural sleep cycle.
Right, you get a natural sunlight lamp or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're supposed to go to bed when it gets dark and wake up when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah? Who gets to do that anymore?
I mean, imagine this. You go to when winter arrives, you'll have to go to bed at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Wake up at like 8.
But that's because, you know, they don't make daylight saving time permanent. You know?
It's stupid.
If they made it permanent, then we could at least be going to bed at like 5 or 6 and then wake up really late because it stays dark for so long.
I know Arizona doesn't do daylight saving time.
No, they don't. There are a handful of states that got it together. And again, with the elections coming up next month, I haven't seen anybody talk about daylight saving time. Okay? We have learned in the last 10 months that our politicians can do whatever they want without us asking. Nobody asked for truck nuts to be banned. I've yet to see a single person who's like, this is important to me. Everyone hates daylight saving time, you know, and the time change in general. Either make it permanent or just end it and let's move on with our lives. Because it's coming up soon, Peaches. I think it's what, November 2nd or something?
November 2nd, yeah. We might have something lined up for it, but...
Well, we do what we can to try to make it better for at least one listener.
One person.
But I hate the time change so much. And there's 0 point to it. There is 0 reason for it. All the things we've heard growing up are not true.
I think I saw one person defend it. Usually there's always that one person who quote-unquote plays devil's advocate, but...
Yeah, well, someone will usually say like, well, but then our kids are going to have to go to school when it's dark out. It'll be fine. Kids in Alaska yeah, there are kids in Alaska where it's dark 24 hours a day for a while.
Right.
They'll survive, okay? It's going to be all right. In Arizona, it gets dark really early, like super early, because they don't do the daylight saving time thing. So in winter months, it gets dark early as crap there. Oh, well. They're still booming. People are moving to Phoenix like crazy. So it'll be fine. Politicians, come on. You want to make people happy? Everyone's mad right now. I guarantee everyone would come together on ending daylight saving time or making it permanent. One or the other. Don't you think, Peaches? We'd all agree.
Sure.
We could hug. Everyone would be happy. Sunshine and rainbows. One thing. If they could just do one thing that everyone agrees on, it's that.
I'll throw a block party for the ending of daylight saving time.
Yeah.
Just like that stupid water tower block party.
When's the water tower block party?
This Friday.
This Friday?
On Memorial Drive.
Is it early?
5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
I think.
So at the same time.
5 to 9.
The same time as the In This Moment show, basically. Well, I'm going to have to be rocking at the
go to the comment section Center. And please put out, I'm going to end this moment.
I should. Well, if you're a longtime listener, you know I'm a stand-up comedy fan. I think it was last week. Talked a little bit about the controversy in the comedy world about this comedy festival in Saudi Arabia that a number of very big names performed at. Lots and lots of discussion going back and forth between various comics about this. I just saw an article that during Dave Chappelle's set at this festival, he was saying how much easier it is to, speak in Saudi Arabia than it is in America. Like, you say anything in the U.S., they're just gonna lock you up. Settle down, Dave. Give me... I think Dave Chappelle's great. One of the all-time greatest stand-up comics. But these comedians whining about not being able to make certain jokes, It's gotten so old at this point. And to go to Saudi Arabia and say it's easier to talk here than it is in America is just ridiculous. There are a list of the rules these comics had to follow to perform at this festival, and there were very strict guidelines on the things they could and could not talk about. Far as I know, you don't get a list at the local comedy club, all right? And again, you're not getting locked up. I mean, they get pretty crazy over there when it comes to free speech. Not a whole lot of it going on in Saudi Arabia. I mean, there was a student who got sentenced to 34 years in prison for just retweeting something about women's rights on Twitter. And well, they've done some other pretty terrible things. Yeah. Executing journalists or executing people for non-lethal drug offenses or bloggers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'd be a lot more comfortable just speaking my mind here. You know, and again, Dave Chappelle, what can't he say? What has he been restricted from saying? Far as I know, he does all the jokes he wants to do and just rakes in the millions for doing it. I don't think he's got it that rough. Oh, woe is me. Like, I work in radio where there are actual restrictions on what you say. All right? Broadcast television. Same deal. It's just annoying to me to see these guys. I can't say it. No, you're fine. Settle down and quit trying to convince people that I'm not even going to get into it. All right? Because the only time I've seen some speech attacked recently, well, anyway, we'll just move along. But give me a break, Dave. Give me a break. Well, the Nirvana version was supposed to play, but I haven't heard the original in quite some time. So David Bowie it is. What up? It's Viktor Wilt. Just crushing down a Wednesday morning. Hope it's going good for you. You know, I haven't been able to find the audio of this, but apparently Mariah Carey recorded a secret grunge album in the 90s, and the record label was like, no, you can't put this out here. You got to be a pop star. Can't do it. So she went on the Tonight Show and I guess played a little bit of the music. Said it kind of sounded like, the band Garbage or something like that. Wonder if it's good. Wouldn't that be weird? Mariah Carey put out, killer rock song. You know, I was hopeful for a while we'd start to see some rock tracks from artists like Doja Cat or Post Malone. But I think Post Malone realized, there's a lot more money to be made singing country songs. Come on, dude. I saw you do the Nirvana cover set in your living room. I mean, on video. I wasn't there. But dude crushed it. Come on. Know you're into rock. Put out a rock song. Put out a metal song. All right? I want to see, all these young people get exposed to some killer metal music. Anything to bring them to the right side. Because, I don't know how much modern country you listen to, but there's a lot of it that's just not good. Just not good. But it's better. Well, I don't know. Is it better than the 90s country? Some of that 90s country is so bad. No, trust me, I know. I had to listen to lots of it. All right? I've been on quite the country. I wouldn't even call it a kick. It's just my job. But I've been listening to hundreds of country songs in the last couple months. And, got to give yourself a breather from that stuff, that's for sure. There are a lot of sad cowboys out there having a bad time. Anyway, if I could find some of Mariah Carey's rock tracks, I'll bust out the audio so we can check it out together. I would assume it should be easy to find. I don't know why I'm striking out here, but I'll get looking. Hey, what's up? It's Viktor Wilt. Want to again remind you that coming up next month, we have the elections, local elections, and they're super important for you to vote in. Turnout always sucks at local elections. It's like really pathetic. And local elections, your vote really, really matters. Now, I was reading about this Alaskan election where, they had a surprise upset victory and, the person who lost was blaming low voter turnout, and looking at the numbers, it was in Fairbanks. Let's see, how many people voted? Let's see here. One person got 1,800, the other 1,500. How many people live in Fairbanks, Alaska? Let's take a look here. All right, population, about 31,000. Okay, so I don't know how many eligible voters there are, but I guarantee it was a lot more than 10% of the population. So please get out and vote. And man, one of the things that I read in this article was that in the mayoral elections in Fairbanks, they don't show the party affiliation next to the candidates' names. Could we do this everywhere? That'd be great. Because then people would have to research the candidates to find out who they are and who they want to vote for. Because a lot of people, they just see the letter and they just vote. And that's how we end up with the type of people we've got all over the country running politics. On both sides. All right? Everybody guilty of that. I think people should have to research the candidates somewhat. But that's a whole other thing. I'm sure they would never take the stupid letters off the ballots around here. But please get out and vote in the elections next month. Super important. I've seen a lot of people very upset with how things are going. And the only way to bring forth change is to get off your butt and vote. You don't even have to get off your butt. You could have them send you a ballot. You can just vote by mail. It's not difficult. All right? Everybody goes in and votes in the presidential election, of which Idaho has no electoral votes. It's all up to the swing states. I mean, they really do need to get rid of that electoral college. I think a lot more people would be encouraged to get out and vote if it was just the popular vote. Whoever gets the most votes wins. Yeah, make things a lot easier. But what do I know? What do I know? All I do know is you should vote in the local elections, okay? They are probably more important than voting in the presidential election simply because Idaho has such a nothing say in the big scheme of things because of the electoral college. So vote, people. Get out and vote. You got a month to plan, a month to learn about the candidates. And East Idaho News has been doing great coverage on everybody running for a variety of offices. Just go to East Idaho Elects at eastidahonews.com. You can get lots of information. Shout out to Jade for fixing my computer monitor. Very nice of you, buddy. Very nice of you. As I mentioned, we've been playing Halloween songs, Halloweenish tunes. We're going to be doing so throughout the month, a couple each day, thanks to Juicity Vapor. And then Halloween Day, we do nothing but Halloween tunes. And I'm always in the market for suggestions. If you have any songs you think would be good to add to our Halloween library, shoot me an email, victor@kbear.fm, or call me or whatever. The thing is, they got to have the right Halloween vibe. And, we've had a lot of songs suggested over the years, like Skillet, Monster. It's called Monster, but it does not have any kind of gloomy or, I don't know, there's a certain feel that the Halloween songs got to have. I just found a list, 10 underrated Halloween songs, and I figured, we could check them out together. Because I don't know if we have any of these in our list. So hopefully they don't have any bad language. I'll be prepared with the dump button. We're just going to check out little clips here. This is The Cramps, Surfing Dead. Let's jump in here a bit. I'd say that one has the right vibe. off of a quick listen there. All right, I might have to note that. I know we've got some songs from the Cramps in the list. Now, what about Doug E. Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, Spirit from Ghostbusters 2? This is a rap track about ghosts. All right, let's check it out. It's got a creepy sound at the beginning. Been a while since I watched Ghostbusters 2. With that,
Dig it.
okay,
Dig it.
I get nervous with the hip hop. Are they going to say something bad?
Dig it.
Let's jump ahead.
All back and all brand new. There's a force that's dwelling beneath the city, telling you what you need not do.
I don't know about that one having the right vibe. And that's that era of hip hop, like late 80s. I don't know. I'm in that gangsta rap vibe that came in later on with Dr. Dre and Snoop. That's, I don't know about some of that rap before that. The Cure, Lullaby. All right, let's check it out. Let's jump in. Even more? Yeah, I don't know if that... I'd have to listen to the whole thing. It looks like some of the lyrics might work, but... How about Gerard Way, Baby, You're a Haunted House? Frontman of My Chemical Romance. Let's see. Okay, let's jump ahead. Yeah, I think that one would work. Ministry Every Day is Halloween, I don't think works. No. Not for K-Bear, anyway. The Crystals, Frankenstein Twist. Here we go. All right.
And then the next thing you know, you're out on the floor, doing the Frankenstein dance.
Gonna have to go with no. What up, Peaches?
What's happening?
I'm just reviewing a list of 10 underrated Halloween songs. So far, yeah, I don't know about these ones. Don't know about them fitting.
Arthur Miller,
Fire, we do got to get that one in. Mm-hmm. Did we get a copy of it?
No, but I can do that this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I get on that too. Now, we are playing Green Lung, Maxine, Witch Queen.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That one's in there, and that is an underrated Halloween, Tom.
Sounds a lot like
song.
Ghost.
Now we got Twin Temple, which I don't know why I didn't really think of them for Halloween music.
Well, they're kind of a little too...
Risque?
Not risque, anti-something that the area might not like.
Well, this song's called Satan's a Woman.
See?
Let's do they...
They might.
Sacrifice virgins for your ritual. Make my own money, I'll make my own blood.
They're fun to see live.
They are really fun.
When they opened up for Ghost at the Ford Idaho Center, they drank the chalice of blood and everything. And it was fun.
There might be some songs from them that work. Now, this one, it says it's a pop rock version of Bat for Lashes, What's a Girl to Do? That doesn't sound very creepy. Let's listen. I'd have to look at the lyrical content. It's got a kind of creepy vibe to it. Now, John Carpenter is he scored a bunch of movies like Halloween and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming this is just instrumental. And sure, it's creepy. But it sounds more like a music bed for Halloween time. John Carpenter, Night. It's even got an official music video. Kind of interesting for a electronic instrumental track.
There's a reaction video right there.
Just reacted John Carpenter Night. I like it. All right. I don't know if I found any must-adds there, but I was just talking about how the Halloween songs work. They got to have that right vibe. Can't be Skillet Monster. Can't be Ministry Every Day is Halloween. It's just got to have the right vibe. So anyway, if you have any suggestions, please send them in to us. You can call, you can email, you can send a message on Facebook, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Thank you again for tuning in to the Viktor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.